Welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. I'm your host, Eric Swanson, and what we're doing today, we're doing campaign interviews. These are folks in the Mojave River Valley that are running for office here. We got some great ones that are coming up here. Stay with us, we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Hey, in a moment, we're going to be in here with sitting down with Chris Nunez. Now, Chris currently sits on the Apple Valley Unified School District Board. He was appointed a few months or quite a while back here, and this will be the first time he's up for election. It'll be interesting to see what Chris has to say, but with the direction of Apple Valley, if it's going the right direction, the wrong direction, where he thinks that education needs to go. Education is totally a changing world. So hey, stay with us. We'll be right back in a few moments sitting down with Chris Nunez. Be right back. I'm here with Chris Nunez, and Chris, you are running for, you actually are not rerunning, you're running for the first time, but you've already been on the board there.
I have, yes. I've been on the Apple Valley board in District 1 for just over 18 months now.
Oh my gosh, tell the folks that may not know who you are, just a quick brief little synopsis of you.
Sure, I'm Chris Nunez. I've lived here in Apple Valley for over 25 years. I am a product of the Apple Valley Unified School District system. Started here in 4th grade. My son now is a 5th grader at the same exact school where I went to. I work at the Victor Valley College Foundation as the Director of Fund Development and Scholarships, and I'm a coach here for my son's youth soccer team.
And you're known as the guy with the mustache.
I am.
Isn't that what you're known for up here? It's like, that guy that was speaking today, he's the guy that has the mustache.
That's right, yeah, the guy with the mustache and the guy on stage emceeing. It's been a passion of mine to be able to partner with a lot of nonprofits and have some time on stage to emcee some of their events, help them fundraise, and just have a great time.
So you came in to when the pandemic was just in the middle of it, or actually not the peak of it, I would say. Mm-hmm. So tell me what you see today is that where you guys are working on changing, or what needs to still change to get the closure on that.
Yeah, you know, when I talk to a lot of our staff and our students, one thing that I hear that makes me incredibly excited is that they say this year really has felt like a fresh start.
That's what we're too.
You know, thankfully we're able to not have the mask requirement anymore, but they're still voluntary, which is great for those who need them. But we've been able to focus on re-engaging with our students and all of our faculty and staff. You know, everybody had a long time out. Last year was a difficult year reacclimating, and this year everybody's really came in with that attitude of really coming in, working together, and making new things happen. And our schools have done a fantastic job of allocating resources to making sure that our classrooms are really well stocked and have the resources to do the activities they want. And then we've got a lot of great after-school programs that students are taking advantage of that I think is really helping to re-engage and reinvigorate kids' learning and excitement about school.
It was interesting during that time there is that, so many parents were feeling that we wouldn't listen to them because we couldn't do what they want, but they forget that, even though that everybody says it's not law or whatever, that it was still an emergency mandate. But a lot of people didn't recognize what you and I were dealing with is that we had bargaining unit agreements that also were in place there that could allow us to do certain things. Mm-hmm. Where do you see, we're trying to do things trying to bring in get the parents back engaged. And it's always a challenge because when you have a community that has such a large percentage of our parents that commute down the hill, I guess at the end of the day, they're beat. They don't have time to visit. What do you feel about the engagement? What do you see that we need to do better of trying to connect with all these folks?
Yeah, you know what? It's coming back. The thing is we're getting better at getting better. Mm-hmm. So folks are back and re-engaging. First thing I would say is our family centers are doing a fantastic job of re-engaging with families, bringing them in for trainings and offering courses and different resources. Again, our PTSOs, our PTSAs, and our PFOs are doing a fantastic job. All those acronyms, all of our parent, teacher, faculty, and student organizations, thank you, are working in hand to bring folks back onto campus and have activities that can re-engage students with their parents. And thank goodness there was a recent change with the CDPH that actually waives now the requirement of keeping testing or vaccination records. So that opens us up to bringing volunteers back, parents in the classroom and on campus, helping teachers and classrooms, chaperoning field trips. So these are all the things that, thank goodness, the wheels are turning, and that is happening right now. So the engagement factor is happening, and I cannot encourage everyone enough. Please, please, please find an opportunity to get involved.
So let's touch on, we only have a little bit of time left here. So I want to touch on really is, we have a workforce out there that needs more tools. A lot of our workforce, of course, comes from us.
Mm-hmm.
Some that no matter if they go for further education or if they just dive into the workforce. Mm-hmm. What are you seeing where Apple Valley is doing, for example, no matter if it's the CTE programs, the career tech, education, or a lot of people think that it's always technical. It's really not. So it's wider than that. And our partnerships, of course, obviously with BBC. Right. Where do you feel Apple Valley is moving? Or you feel like when you're moving, you need to move faster, you're moving the right pace? Just making sure these students are ready to be exposed and be ready to be hired.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really proud of the work that I do there at the Victor Valley College Foundation, helping students to make sure that they're able to get into BBC and make a springboard into whatever career path that it might be that they want to do. But what we're doing now, of course, with our partnerships with Mountain Desert Career Pathways,
right.
Mojave Desert Economic Partnership.
These are those things that
all those acronyms.
A lot of people don't even know out there that are running.
These
are running all the time out there, and it's part of that same instance of that.
And they're really working together to show that the new opportunity is the education system right here in Apple Valley and the surrounding areas. Rather than looking outside of our area for that big next economic boom, we've turned our focus closer to make sure that students have a wide array of opportunities to explore different career paths and different opportunities, to make sure that they have that insight before picking their educational pathway. We've had a lot of time of, graduating high school, going to school, and then figuring it out that way. Now what we're really focusing on is giving our students an early and often access to lots of different opportunities and really to see what skills they want to hone in on.
In the list, just a few seconds, because we don't have much time left. What do you see that needs to happen next? And not only just Apple Valley School, but in education, but also with Apple Valley. First off, we need to continue to recognize what the gaps are that our students are suffering from after having been out in the pandemic. That's number one. And then, of course, come up with the solutions to bridge those gaps, get those resources out there, and again, re-engage those students completely. The other thing is to continue to challenge our students. They've already been through something that put them on their ear, but they were so nimble, and we need to use that resiliency to help them grow like they already are. You got about 10 seconds, give your pitch.
You know what?
Why should I go for Chris?
I'm Chris Nunez. I love Apple Valley. I've been working hard to make sure that the town is exactly the kind of place that we want our kids to grow up in and thrive. So vote for me on November 8th, and we'll continue that good work.
Chris, thanks for sharing with us today.
Thanks so much.
Hey, we're back in the studio. We just got a chance to interview Chris Nunez. Chris Nunez is running for the Apple Valley Unified School District School Board. Also, without the partnership of the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce, along with Mark Craftfield in there, and Mojave River Valley News, these candidates would be really, really tough to bring to you. Also, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, ring the little bell, so when new interviews happen, you'll get notified. On behalf of the Chamber and Mojave River Valley News, we'll see you next time.
In District 1 for just over 18 months now.
Oh my gosh, tell the folks that